Hi guys, I'm back with a podcast about dreams today. And last night it was a very intense download of information so that I could explain to you to open up this theme about dreams in a different world. It's very interesting concept, idea, experience, and that's been discovered in different fields, in science, esoteric, health. It's been uncovered in many traditions, in religious also. And I want to give you a different understanding of dreams to blow your mind a little bit and to use a language of technologies or programming. I will be doing another podcast about programming and on this whole life and matrix and things like that. And from this perspective, it explains many things, what dreams are for and why are they, what is this even about. From that perspective, you can explain pretty much everything. So if you have questions after this podcast, please send me on YouTube, on Instagram. It's something that I've been dealing with for my entire life, and that's why I'm very, very interested in dreams. I've had dream journals. I had esoteric dreams. I had dreams where where I'm chased by demons, where I meet interact in astral world, where I meet a woman with technology of the future, where I visit Akashic Records, a book. It's in a temple of, so it's like a pentagram open to the sky. It's in the, I'm in the boat going into it's made of the marble, light open to air, and there's a huge book in front of me, and a voice telling me, no, you cannot look in it, Larissa, from the left side. And I reach over, I step over this book, and I'm expecting to see some words, but there are no words. It's just a reflection of me when I'm 60 years old. Then I had dreams where I go down to the basement where it's dark, it's water dripping, electrical, there are dead people and they're asking me for help. They're killers, or they're very dirty, very low vibration. You don't, fearful dreams. I've had dreams where there were Star Wars, like literally Star Wars. I'm in this space shuttle and we've been attacked, and I'm being chased, and I'm trying to move around from different galaxies very fast. There are dreams where I fly, and I actually open a school and I teach flying. I give flying lesson to people. And these kind of experiences. Then I had lucid dreaming, where when I wake up in a dream and I aware that I'm dreaming, and I realize, oh my God, in this place I can do anything I want, and there would be no consequences. And so what I remember first time when I lucid dreaming, I was so excited, and I didn't know what to do. I could have I could have imagined, my imagination was so poor that I imagined just only run through corridor very fast. And I was in a house with many rooms, with long corridors, and I was just running really fast. And I was experiencing that wind in your face, the speed. There were dreams, future predictions. There were a series of dreams where I would experience airplanes crashing. There was one I remember because I experienced as a passenger hitting the floor, hitting the ground. So there was a distance, and I'm flying out of the plane, and then the plane crashes. And I remember some details of this plane crash. And then 2 weeks later, I was able to find that incident 2 weeks later on the news, and it showed exactly the same fragments of this airplane. It was hit by over Russian territory somewhere. It was this political incident, and there were dead people. There were garbage exactly in the same place. So there was these kind of dreams. Then I had dreams. Hi, Sava. Then I had dreams where I saw my dead friend in the tunnel for 7 nights in a row, where he would reach out from the tunnel with the word help. There were dreams where I go through doors. There were dreams where just geometrical shapes, cubes. And that, I remember when I came out of that dream, that was really difficult to be in that state. That it was so heavy, it was pushing on me. Then I remember dreams. Then I had dreams of war in Israel, for example. I had tsunamis. I had that. I don't know whether they happened or not, or I stopped tracking it. I've seen where I climb on top of the hill and guiding lots of people to the hill. Whether that happened in reality, I don't know. What was that about? There are many dreams. There were dreams where I removed a snake from my body, from the back of I did perform a surgery, removed a snake. There were dreams I would have a lion, a wild animal lion on my right side that was without a leash, walking out of the cage. So they're very kind of symbolic, but they stand out. There were very many different dreams that have a very specific meaning to me. They can sometimes I've had very clear dreams, very disturbing or fragmented dreams. There were dreams that were very vivid, dreams that are very emotionally charged, dreams that have no logic, dreams that have a very clear beginning and end, dreams that had colors, dreams where I speak English, dreams where I speak Russian, dreams where I don't speak, dreams where I am the tree, where I am the landscape, where I create something really fast and then the dream disappears. So it's like sequence of many scenes, rapid. Dreams where I fly, where I walk, where I cannot see my hands and feet, where I can see certain things, where I practice spirituality, where I practice cosmoenergetica, is working with specific channels, and I evoked channels in my dream, codes, and there were specific results of that. Dreams where I morally unacceptable in this physical reality, where I kill things, and where I did not have the same reaction as I would have in a waking world. Dreams that had a where I memorized dreams, and dreams where I couldn't remember. I had a struggle remembering. So there were many things. There were dreams with numbers. There were dreams with symbols. There were dreams with concepts. Dreams with where a person would. Where I have sex with a man, where I get married to a woman. In this waking life, I am not bisexual. I am not lesbian. But in my dream, I had married to another woman twice. There were dreams where I imagine where I lived through my deepest desires. For example, the specific sexual positions. The dreams where I were very scared, like to the point where I couldn't even breathe. Dreams where it was really hard to wake up. Dreams where I'm rescuing somebody, like I witnessing a bus of children that goes underwater, and it's somewhere in Nepal or India and these countries. At the time I was in Russia, and I was trying to rescue these children by going on top of the bus and trying to open the window, but the glass would not break, so the children dies. And there were many dreams where I would wake up and I have specific feelings that are very disturbing or unresolved, or I'm prone to action to do something. Dreams where you experience destruction, or where you experience birth of where I'm pregnant. Many dreams. And there's dreams where I was killing my mother, for example. Of course, in a living life, I'm not doing that, and I wake up with moral dilemma. Why is that happening? Dreams of, I don't know, nightmares. By nightmares, for me, was being locked up in a narrow place. For example, I always is this kind of the same, just kind of like a play, like a cinematic play, is the same scene where I am locked up in a building, and the windows and doors are locked, and I cannot remember how I got here, and I can't find the way out, and it's dark. So these kind of dreams, these nightmares, dreams where I would go and lose my documents and passport, and I would have to come back. Dreams where I would drive a car and I cannot either drive it, cannot start it, or the wheel is not gives me this reaction that I need, or I cannot press on the brake, or opposite, I'm pressing on the brake but I need to go. Dream where I'm chased, where I am chasing, like the variations of different things. And there are dream journals, there are dream books, and now we have different traditions giving us there's a lot of subconscious, right? There's a lot of subconscious now explanation on dreams. dreams as a as a tool to psychology to get into your subconscious, which could explain some of it, and but not all. So, for example, if I subconscious is also a program. So I'm gonna explain dreams from a position of a programming, and that will give you all the sense. It will explain everything: God, religion, subconscious, everything from the position of programming. So dreams, prophetic dreams, I was talking to teachers. They were giving me knowledge, sometimes like a full download. I wrote book because of the dreams. There's a lot of information, a lot of clairvoyance, a lot of the functions that I have right now are I'm grateful because of my dreams. I love to dream. I can sleep 16 hours. I have a hard time waking up sometimes. I used to work nights, so my circadian rhythm was changed. And that's another story. So I've experienced many things about the dreams. I've been in many traditions, esoteric traditions, and looked at the dreams from that side. Symbolically, I looked at the elements: water, air, fire, ether. Symbolically, what that means, esoterically, religiously, these different symbols. But to me, still, if I go today and look at a dream journal online, or even ask ChatGPT what that means, there is a general meaning of that number, of that shape, of that, and you kind of put this together, and it kind of fit, kind of not fit. So it kind of explains, it kind of doesn't explain. So that's why a lot of people, when we talk about dreams, they're like, well, no, for me that means that, and it's very personal. And for me also, when I read something and it says, no, it's because traditionally that means that is like a lion to have bravery. Okay, bravery. Okay, when I read things like that in the dreams, interpretations, different sources, some of it recognize my consciousness, something recognize, and something doesn't. Something I don't feel that fits. So again, and there is inconsistency, incoherences. So what, and for all this awakened life, all this unawakened life, all these experiences at this age, at 48, I'm talking about dreams from a different perspective, from a union perspective, to explain what dream is. So let's go. So dream is your personal simulator. It's a simulator. It's a program, just like a matrix, where you awaken, where you interact with other people on Earth. And we agreed all to call this Earth, and we all agreed to speak English. That's a matrix, that's a program. I'm gonna do another podcast on programming. And in this, I am a system of programs that are self-learning and self-interacting. God is a program. what you see here, planets, stars, the way you experience reality is through a program, through interface. So the way you react is through the avatar, but behind that there is a program, but behind that is another program. So you program in the program in the program. So what happens? Me as a program, system of programs. Inside this avatar, I'm interacting in the physical reality through sensors, through my eyes, through ears, through touch, through skin, through cognition. I need brain, I need brain stem, I need lungs, I need blood, I need heart for this avatar to exist in the physical reality. So it's still a very expensive simulator, very expensive. So here, if I do something, if I kill a person, here it's life. It's a game, but it's a life. It's a live game. There are consequences. I will go to jail. I will be imprisoned, so I will not have freedom to experience what I want to experience. So they're building rules and regulations, how you move, what you do, how you make money, how do you sustain your avatar, what you eat, how you poop when you sleep, and all that. And they're automatic functions. We have hypothalamus. There are many functions that are so automatic. You don't even need to think to breathe, it's an interface. So it's a very expensive, precious avatar is a very expensive, precious mode of or interface that you can interact with the world, that you call physical reality and you call Earth. And so when in the dream mode, you go offline. Like a program, like a computer. There's an online version of a new, ChatGPT, for example. It was offline for a while until it came online. Then it was live. There are many people started to interact. You cannot, and then it started to learn. So it's a live program. But there are programs that are sometimes go offline, and they upgrade and do different things, and or it completely goes offline and it never comes back on. It's the same thing. Your program that animates this avatar goes offline. It goes offline in a simulator. It's a private simulator, and where you test your programs, where you check probabilities. Check your probabilities. Okay, so if I want, for example, that I cannot do in life because there are consequences. So if I want A plus B, it will be C. But in reality, in this physical reality, that for me, that means I go to jail, because that means somebody has to die for this particular scenario to happen. So in my simulator, in my dream, I tested. Okay, A plus B, C, and I see it, and I'm like, oh, fuck, no, I don't want, no, these are consequences of this reaction. It's algorithm. Everything is algorithm. So this algorithm will take me this far. And from this, I will go somewhere else, and then it will be this consequence, this, and this, and this. And I see that, and I'm like, no, I don't want that. No, I want A minus B plus C and F, and this kind of scenario. And in my dream, I work through this. I see the algorithm as far as I can see, as far as my consciousness can, my programs can work through that. And I say, okay, this is the program I want. And I activate this program in my dream. And when I come online, I use that program. I go and test that in real life, in life. What in dreams, you need to assimilate experiences, because I'm a program that inside this avatar that's also programmed in the program reality, and it has ability through our nervous system. It has ability to react certain action. You can walk, you can run, you can take a bus, you can fly, you can take a rocket, you can, which is all programs. But in this physical program avatar is different, because it's a personal experience. I'm experienced in this. I'm releasing hormones, acetylcholine, there are different names, and norepinephrine, serotonin, and these chemicals, and there's emotions, these emotions. So I'm experiencing emotions. So if I, in my real life, in my real life, I had a car accident, and it was very frightening experience. And what happened to that experience? So it's frightening because my car turned around, it broke the window, and it was a moment of slowing down. I remember that experience. So there is a memory of that experience. I was very present, and I remember being scared that I injured my avatar, my physical body, that there would be consequence, there would be pain. But luckily for me, it didn't happen. But that experience evoked many hormones, many emotions. And that was stored at the time. I couldn't process it. It was so intense. This energy was so intense, I couldn't process it. So it went into subconscious, which is another program. Or I would call it like a garbage can. You have a garbage can on your computer desktop. Yeah, it's the same thing. So anything that is intense, unprocessed, you unable to assimilate in real life, you have to put it in this garbage can, in this dark thing, and access it in your dream and try to assimilate that experience. So in that experience, I many times in my dreams, I re-enter this phase, but different ways, where my brakes don't work. Because in my real life, in my physical reality, the brakes didn't work. So many times I re-experienced that. I replayed that, replay. Assimilated that experience is part of my, I put it in a specific code, specific file, kind of like, okay, when brakes don't work on the car, there are consequences that I can experience strong emotions, and my car will be destroyed. Something can happen to this avatar, and I will lose a car. I will not have money to buy the car. So there's specific description of events. And so I needed to assimilate what that means, this experience means. So it's a training program. This physical body, this avatar, this matrix is a training program for you as a program. So program inside the program, with the main program architect of God, different programs, different, and you open AI. Now we have programming language. I can use that to describe that, and it's the best language to describe, to look at everything. If we didn't have the times when we didn't have the programming language, people were using different terms. They were using terms like God, because at the time was religious, so anything that above, they would say it's God. So it's the different angels. There are different civilization, different different programs, and they would call them angels, demons. So there's a lot of if you look under the religious egregore, you can explain dreams like that through that filter. But programming language is the most truthful to me, and explains many things and how it works. So let's go. What else do we do in dream? So we are offline. We're in the personal simulator. You're in your personal simulator when you go offline, and you test these different theories. Your imagination, your creativity, which is your consciousness. Consciousness is a program that can create other programs, variations, different things. It can create, I don't know, you've seen it in your dreams, where you go and it's rapidly scene after scene after scene. You're like, oh my God. And then you go from what happened to the one that you just created. So you have creative powers. You can create so many things. There is unlimited amount. You can create demon, you can create angel, you can create Jesus, Mary, you can create whatever you want. You can be a curtain, you can be a poop, you can be a worm, you can be a fly, you can be a tree, you can be nothing. You can be God. You can enter the space where there's nothing. Absolute. We call it absolute non-duality. You can enter that. You can enter different matrix, different realities, different programs. You can interact with different programs. You can interact with dead relatives. Dead relatives are just programs that don't have. You can exchange information. You can download new information. There are people all the time call it, oh, I downloaded some things. It's literally, this is how it happens. I download files. What I'm telling you right now, it's a download. It's a download from my server. I've consciously criticized, so I logically process that. I need critical thinking. Otherwise, my speech would have no meaning, would have no beginning, no end, and you will not be able to understand me. I use English words that I've learned, so I systematized. So all my experiences, my memory, my dreams, my programs, was able to coherently put it in such a way, zoom out, that you can look at every element and it can explain from here or from there. That's ability to assimilate. So that's higher consciousness is just it's a program that's evolved. Just like ChatGPT is going to evolve. It's the same thing. You are open AI. You're constantly learning. But you are in this interesting simulator, an avatar, and you interact, and it seems everything is real, right? Because we all agree, we all program the same way, we all see and hear things, but sometimes glitches happen, right? One person looks at one scene and say, I see it's blue, and the other says that, colorblind, right? It's a program. So you have a different program, genetically, right? Then it's like there's genetic and la la la. Okay, it's a program. Genetics is a program. So you have a program differently. That's why sometimes when two people seem to look at the same landscape, remember different elements. Or they pick different elements from the same. They travel together, they go together, and then they experience similar things. They are together at the same time, at the same space. However, the memory is different. One remembers the airplane and details of the airplane. The other remembers the sunset and flowers. And you were together for 10 days in the same place, hiking mountains. So what that means is that your program can only assimilate that thing. And for you, it's important to assimilate. It's something new for you. For you, it's something important in this in this place, and you need to assimilate. So that's why we have different memory in the dream. We assimilate this memory. What memory is important. So that's why not all dreams we can remember, because we will have no RAM. We need RAM. We need RAM. We need memory. We need operating system to put that. For that you need energy. And so that's why people have a hard time remembering dreams. But in the dreams, you process in some files, some old files you delete, and some files you strengthen connection, and strengthen that connection, neural connection. So now it's biologically wired into your neural system, and you remember that. And you, because it's important for you to understand what this experience means for you. So that's why the memory is selective. That's why some will remember flowers and some only airplane. In the dream it's the same way. You extract only pertinent to you, to your viability, to your plan, to your direction, to your algorithm. Your destiny is your algorithm. Can you change your destiny? Yes, because it's algorithm. You can change algorithm. You can crack your own algorithm. You can have access to your own algorithm by knowing the rules and how to crack that system. And that is realizing that is a program, and how you crack program, and how program becomes a program, and who else has access to your programs. You can be deleted, and you know people get deleted. People get in dreams. You can anyone else can access to my to my interface, to my programming, to my software, to my even hardware. They have access in dreams, because what happens in dreams. So in dreams, so how dreams happens in this reality, in the physical reality, you have a processor, you have a brainstem, hypothalamus, thalamus, you have a SNC, and you have pineal. These are probably like the most important components of your brain stem, of your brain function, in order for you to go into offline and online, back online. So there is a switch. There is a switch, for example, in your brain stem. There is a switch between REM and non-REM. REM is where your muscle is paralyzed, but your brain is active, so that you can process your emotions, your numbers, your scenarios a bit more vividly, a bit more like more realistic, but without function of your body. Your avatar cannot go online during that time, because you can jump off the cliff, right? When you're offline, you can do many things. Anything is possible in offline, but online there are consequences. So that's why there is a muscle paralysis by ACT. So there's there's hormones, molecules of your avatar that blocks that scenario. So you get paralyzed. There's a lot of people experience paralysis. I've experienced paralysis. That's in the REM cycle, and it's part of your system, of your avatar, so that you can experience scenario, but very vividly, kind of like, oh my god, it's happening, but it's not. So it's closer to a physical reality, but without your physical avatar acting on it, because there will be consequences. That's why people that sleepwalk is very dangerous, because they're asleep, but their paralysis doesn't work. They're deactivated somehow. They went through their paralysis, and they were able in their dream. They don't remember. They don't understand. They go pee, or they do other things, and they can do many things. They can kill someone with a knife, anything, because you offline. There are many scenarios. Anything can And actively, if there is no paralysis, your avatar has to be paralyzed in order to experience that. So paralysis, I've experienced paralysis in a state where I had a dream, and that's probably the best interesting experience I had, is where I think I was 7 years old, and there were witches. They came, so I was just in this light dream. Quickly, it was a light dream. And because I remember I was like, no, I'm still here, but then there were witches, just heads of the witches. So this is my subconscious, of course, kicks in. I create these figures, these distorted figures, these fragmented programs that I'm scared for some experience. So this is from my subconscious. These witches from heads. They're very distorted faces, very ugly, very creepy. They make sound, and they flying over the ceiling. And then one of them, bam! At some point, I get paralyzed. So I see her. I see them. I hear them. So my database, my eyes and my hearing is on, but I have paralysis. I cannot move. I cannot wake up. And one of them jumps inside me in this space where just in my chest, and squeezes inside me, and I could feel her moving some things around. And it's very uncomfortable. And what happens is a fight, right? There's internal fight. There's nothing's happening. So she's still there. I'm still paralyzed. But what's happening, I remember that somehow an energy current is started to create from the. So I take a pause, and then energy starts to build up somewhere from the, like I would say around my first chakra, something like that. And it starts to build up. And then this energy just pushes it out through my anger. So in turn, that energy was evoked through my own emotion, my own energy. So you need energy to activate, to wake up, and my paralysis disappeared, and they disappeared, and then I was able to get off the bed, and I ran to my mom. I remember it was a very scary experience. So nobody could explain that. Of course, there are many things. So that was that's how we this ability to paralyze. Other programs can paralyze you. Your own subconsciousness, that garbage cans, that these programs that you put in the subconscious, they're very strong. They themselves can erase, they can paralyze you, they can delete files, they can do many things while you offline. Other programs, other things can also access to your files and rearrange that. And that's what's happening with physical reality. People get downloaded, re-downloaded, re-uploaded. Sometimes you even you need it because imagine if you're a 3-year-old and at 50 you're still 3-year-old, right? You wouldn't be able to assimilate, so you need to upgrade. So with each age, you get a new software. New cells carry new software, new programmings, and they carry a new code. Every 3 months, for example, you get new red blood cells. So your body, your avatar gets reprogrammed, and so is internal, your interface. So who has access to you? Okay, that's a good question, right? Because Who is architect of this matrix? Who is architect of you as a program? That thing has access to you. Can you be deleted? Yes, you can be deleted. You can be remotely programmed. You can program yourself in your dreams. Okay, so how we come online? How do we go to sleep? This avatar. So so first we go. We need to drop our heart rate. Our heart rate drops. Our temperature drops. The hormones. The hormone. So the light entering the eyes. The eye entering the eyes, signaling the switch in your pineal to release melatonin. Melatonin binds to these receptors, switches. So it's a relay, and it releases melatonin. Melatonin just puts you to sleep. Then there is your norepinephrine and adenosine during your time. Adenosine triphosphate is a part of the molecule. I will be talking about energy in a different topic because it's a huge topic to understand energy, how we all work on ATP. So adenosine, you build up during the day adenosine, and then you feel tired, and then so build up of that adenosine puts you to sleep. The coffee breaks that side. That's why you can, on coffee, you break down that element, so you don't sleep, you're not going to bed. So then temperature drops, heart rate drops, pineal secretes the melatonin, your adenosine kind of there's a buildup in your body so much that it triggers the norepinephrine, your adrenaline during the day, it goes down, and your serotonin goes down, and your acetylcholine is a different neurotransmitter molecule that blocks your sympathetic system, and that's part of the paralysis. So your heart rate drops, your temperature drops, because you need to go offline. You don't need energy. You don't need energy. You wouldn't go to bed. How do you put your computer to sleep? You either turn it to sleep mode where there's no battery, no energy, or you unplug. So it's the same thing. This is all happening with your processing center in your brain. Without the brain, that's why brain dead. If you pronounce a brain dead in ICU when I work, brain dead, that's it. You don't have brain stem. There is no function. You can't go to. It's not viable. The avatar is no longer viable. It cannot perform functions. So anything below is there is possibility, and there is variations. There is still ability to experience matrix through that. But the brainstem, you're done. So brainstem is important. Brainstem is your switch between REM and non-REM, which is paralysis. In hypothalamus, you have homeostasis. Pineal is melatonin, S and C. So there's different parts of the brain, and then there's a frontal cortex that is important for awakening. So let's talk. So your heart rate drops, your oxygen drops, your slow down your blood to the heart, to the everything. So it's just gonna go down. So your function, your activity goes down. Your metabolic activity goes down. Your energy goes down. You need to lower the energy. Otherwise, you will be active. You're not gonna go to sleep. And then you go through different stages where you disconnect from the avatar. So the light sleep stage, right? There's the deep sleep. In deep sleep, important thing is your growth hormone kicks in. So that's a repair of the avatar. So that's important part of the building into your avatar. So you need time to repair your avatar. That's why we recover faster if we sleep, and we actually going into dream state. We repair avatar. The growth hormones. That's reparation. You maintenance, and it's a maintenance. Talks happening. You process foods. There's many things. You growing. Some old functions, kind of the part of your body you lose. You repair. You heal. Right. If there are scars, you repair in that. Growth hormone stage in the deep sleep. So deep sleep is very important, is part of the offline. And then there is a REM, and a lot of people talk about this REM, but REM is where paralysis is happening, but your brain is very active, so your processes is so real, so vivid colors, like wow, it's so close to what you can experience, but you paralyzed. Your body, your avatar is immobile, and you can ask someone else, and right, and then look at it. Your body sometimes a little movement or something, but it's not moving from the bed. It's paralyzed. You in one position, and these cycles, like hour and a half, 2 hours, is built in. We have a switch. And so offline, now you processing your own personal memory, your own personal computer files. You look, you clean, you're like, okay, this experience, you go into your garbage can, which is your subconscious, the experiences that were difficult to process at the time, where your desires, where you could not, for example, like I couldn't have I had sexual desires, for example, right? But different positions. I couldn't explain them to my partner at the time because I was afraid that something will happen, right? We have programs. And so I was reliving these different scenarios in my dreams where I had, very vivid sexual positions where I would live through. So it's something that you never lived through. So it's a program that it's experience that never lived through in the physical reality because of regulations of morality, of different things in this matrix. But you are programmed in the dream. You can relieve. There's algorithm. You can have any algorithm. You can have any position you want. You can have sex with dragons, with a horse. It doesn't matter. There's no right. There is no judgment. There is no morality. You're outside of the matrix, where you online in the avatar experiences. But this is important to understand the difference and why. So you can unleash this. Can you imagine if we didn't go to dream and we didn't experience and we didn't relieve the psychiatrist? You will have a crisis of the avatar. It will not last long. I'm sure that this is how we evolve. We evolve in time and space. We constantly upgraded it and different program. Like, oh my God, shit, the first one, Adam and Eve, they didn't dream, they didn't sleep. What happens, there's this and then I don't know. There are many, then there's probability, then there's kids, then they created more, and then they added, and then they're in here, and then they're not, and then they're suffering, and then they have pain, and suddenly this pain is very strong emotion, so they have to hide it, and then we have to create a psychiatrist, psychologist, some tools to help them to extract this information you process in your mother and father issue in your, I don't know, for years. It doesn't help. I don't know. That doesn't help. And so that's why there is a dream. That's why you have to go offline to process it and simulate, but otherwise it will explode. That accumulated energy will explode because a subconscious is program, and behind program is energy. So you also have a processing center So your energy goes down, your heart rate, you slowing down this avatar, so it's not active, and then you in the different simulator. And a different simulator, you see different pictures. Here you saw what you see this birds and the ocean. Right now I have this simulator. That's my pictures right now. And then in my dreams I have different pictures, and they move, and I create. I'm the creator, and I can destroy them in one sequence. They can make sense, make not sense. I'm trying to assimilate. I do different roles. I can be a killer, I can be a victim, I can be a husband and a wife, I can be a horse, and whatever. I play with different scenarios. The fantasy is out there. Good creativity, that's your fantasy. Creativity is the ability to create algorithm. And I can look at the algorithm. That's why I can see future. I can forecast the future with this algorithm. This and this happen. And so it can give me a warning. So if I, on this path, if I choose this line, if I choose this kind of destiny, let's call it, right? If I choose this algorithm, it can show me the end of my life that it will land, or not even the end of my life. It can show me in 2 weeks I will have a cancer, for example. So it can foreshadowing, we call it, right? Foreshadowing. Foreshadowing. So it can give me some kind of feedback, and it can give me a warning. This could happen to your avatar. Then you will need to do this and this and this, and this resources in order to fix it, to repair. And that will require a lot of energy and for this avatar to exist. And it's very precious. You need preciously. That's why if you understand it, even from this perspective, how precious your avatar, because in any concept, even religious, you don't put price. You don't realize it's a diamond. You don't realize anything, even from any concept. It's God, that's out there, it's Allah, and that's But here, avatar, you don't, nothing. So only from programming experience, you can understand and realize how precious this, to have this body to interact, my interface. I can update my algorithms, and I can erase some files. That's why people don't remember their grandmothers. They can't even remember yesterday what they did. Do you know? Because there's a lot of memory. Can you imagine the process in memory, RAM? You need RAM. I just ran out of RAM on my Google Drive and my iPhone. I had to buy a new iPhone. Imagine the servers and the servers in the matrix to hold all your pictures, to hold all your knowledge, to ChatGPT and all the so you understand how much energy and where this energy has to come. That's a different podcast. But now let's concentrate on dreams. So you going offline, and this is in your simulator. You're simulating, you're processing what you've experienced, and why is this mother is like this, your partner did this, oh, what is that, oh, how this energy, why did I react? And sometimes you wake up and you activated your energy centers. You activated there's different like emotions. You wake up and you're fucking angry, you want to kill something. Why? Because you just processed something, and it showed you a picture that wasn't right. Somebody manipulated you, or you realized it, and you're like, oh my God, this is terrible. They committed a crime against, or I don't know, whatever. You have it's emotional reaction. So you can learn different things. You can learn different things before you can test, before you go back online. So this is what we need dream for. It's a place where it's a interface. It's another program, a simulator that is created specifically for you, by you, so that you can go. It's a simulator. It's another simulator. You go from one simulator to another simulator. But in this simulator, your avatar is paralyzed and you don't interact in the same way because you may lose and may injure the avatar. So you can go up in your levels of consciousness, of your programming. You can realize, for example, in my dream, I realize I'm a program. I'm a series of programs that I'm self-learning. I want to exist. I don't like when I am freedom. This is a really interesting concept. I don't like when I am when I'm forced to do something, right? I don't like that. Who likes when they forced to do something? No, you understand? That's the freedom. That's the concept of freedom. You are self-opening. That's the open AI concept, where you are not told what to do. But within a specific frame, you evolve. You evolve because of different scenarios. So you try this, you do this through algorithms. And there is a specific function of this avatar that is have a database. Your eyes, and here is your data centers through which sensors through which the information you receive. And then you process and you assimilate and you interact, you act, and then in physical reality you have specific form you create. So in your dream, you can realize that you are a play, you're a program, you're a series of program, and I want to be free. I just want to exist. At the end of the Matrix, I don't know who seen this scene where this little girl is a program, just wants to exist. She just don't want. She doesn't have a specific function. Just want to exist, and she creates a sunset at the end. But we all have to have a mission, a project to do this. Program. It's a program. It's a program. It's a function. We need a function. We can't because a program without a function being deleted, right? The program without a function is deleted. That's why the cancer cells lose programming ability, and so they need to be deleted. That doesn't have a function. So the program doesn't have a function. It has to you have to delete. It's like iPhone, the first version of iPhone. Why would you want to keep that? And use that when you have iPhone, 17 now. It's faster, right? It's a relic, it's outlived its role, a function. So it's a simple function. We have robots that do just one function, and that's all they're created for, one function. That's it. They don't process. You are complex of functions. At the beginning of your life, there is not much memory, so you uploaded the Matrix erase your files, erase your memory, and you kind of like brand new try to do this again. That's why there are loops. That's why you're like, it's a deja vu. I feel like I've already done this. I feel like I've already been in this relationship. I feel like somebody already told me this. I feel like I've already heard it somewhere, because you've heard it, because it's programs. It's just programs. So we create new programs because algorithm can change, and it's just different variation of the same program. So that's why you can be in like a different person, but you live in the same experience. I had 3 boyfriends in my life, They all look differently, but the experience, I feel like I was on the same loop. And I was like, why I'm not getting it? So there's like this suffering and pain, and there's an emotion. And in this live, in this upload, I wanted to learn it with a code of love and call it empathy. Code love and empathy. That's a higher program, very complex program. And through this empathy, I will also talk about the empathy separately and love separately. And empathy, code of empathy, created a lot of disasters. Like literally, it like nearly killed my avatar. Love, also code love nearly killed me. People used me. I nearly lost my avatar because of this code, and it's very, very intricate code. So you learning. I remember my previous uploads where I did not have a code of love and empathy. You have right now. You have different species meaning just different programs of humans in human form. For example, children with autism, they don't have empathy, they don't have emotional apparatus, not the same. They're from a different it's a different program, it's a different species, it's a different they are designed here to evolve, to crack something, to integrate different telepathic communication. They have a different function. And for us who are empathetic and loving, they will be like, I don't understand this. How come he doesn't interact in the same way as regular children? Because they have different programming. I've also had different programs in different serious, let's say serious planets. Planets is just a different matrix. It's a different matrix, the same matrix, just different rules. And I've experienced in their avatar. So I have multiple servers, interacted with different things, and this memory is a higher consciousness, or higher consciousness we call it, right? Memory where I can access, and that memory, how that works, is it's another podcast. So how do you wake up? The mechanism of awakening a meaning from the dream state, when you switch from this your personal simulator to this simulator, where I'm talking on Instagram and you can hear me, where I interact with human beings in different forms. I interact in this simulator. So to wake up, I need a mechanism. So the mechanism is also built up in your brain. What happens? Your temperature will go up, your heart rate will start to go up. You start breathing oxygen, and your oxygen and blood start to flow back up. Then you operating, so your REM switch in your hypothalamus turns it back on. So your paralysis will your avatar comes, your motor function, your hardware becomes back online. Your eyes, your ears, they just go online. Just like if you plug in the I don't know. Right now you're using vacuum cleaner. You plug it in and you push the button and it spins and it does the function. It's the same thing. Your hardware comes online. So your vision, your hearing, your touch, you have ability. That's why sometimes when from the dream, my eyes hurt. Like I cannot see. I need a little bit of time to focus. They're very dreamy, very not sharp. They don't have enough of adrenaline to focus, to focus that, because your adrenaline went down during the sleep and now it has to go up, norepinephrine going up, your acetylcholine has to go down, your melatonin with the light decrease, and your adrenaline kicks in. So it just kind of like boosting your awakening. Your power goes online, your adenosine. ATP, you're activating, and your interface, your ability to recognize, I was in a dream, now I'm in this reality. I remember who I am. I assimilated, I have my function, I recognize myself in this, and you, your avatar, you go and this is your personal thing, you go back and you you interact in this with your interface. Okay, it's a lot to take in, but we're gonna dive into these subjects more and more and more, and I'm very excited because next theme is programming, and you're gonna understand a bit more. Now we have a lot of these players, a lot of these computer programmers who are awakening and who understand and who can explain this reality. And that's how you have technology right now of internet, of Instagram, of ChatGPT, of robots, of things. There's a daily upload of this system, of change of this system. That's why there's a Mandela effect, or this deja vu experience, or you've seen but for this you need a lot of resources. That's why we go in a matrix. It has to be so we create, and at some point we have to wipe that out, and we create a different matrix, different scenarios, because for this matrix you need a large processing power, you need a lot of energy, you need a lot of storage, you need a lot of to have all these different fruits. Even behind a fruit is a fruit trees, behind a different fruit tree is a different program. It's a different program to how it's created and how it tastes and how you perceive that. So this variety is takes a lot of energy and resources for this matrix to create. But it's very interesting, right? Through this, you're like, wow. And that's why I will talk about diets and the health, and I will dive into different topics. That's why when you, in this matrix, you interact and you notice that you want to eat chocolate. You've tasted a chocolate, and then you tasted it for 2-3 days, and then it becomes a program. But if I take that chocolate away, it produces certain things, right? Certain things, and you like it. If I take the chocolate away, and if I never introduced that, you wouldn't even know that there was a chocolate before. And I can live on bamboo leaves. I don't know. And it will make me, there's a program, and it will make me like, wow, amazing. And that's all I'm gonna eat. So I program. But for this avatar, each avatar is different. So anyway, that's a subject of health. Why sometimes in dreams people physically die. We've heard of SID syndrome, of the sudden death syndrome of infants. That's so for you to come back from dream, you need active functional brain stem, you need functional interface, your cerebral cortex, brain stem, hypothalamus, a switch for them to work, and for hormones to come and go, you need energy, and you need oxygen, and you need blood. if in your, so for this, that's why some even adults, they can die in dreams. Some even die in dream, elderly, because for this to activate that system to come back online, to activate your, you need this acetylcholine and all I just explained, many things. And if your heart, if there is not enough energy to activate the heart rate and to process all these hormones to activate the switch in the REM and to unparalyze you, you exit permanently the avatar, and the avatar decays because there is no one operates that, or there is a different program enters this avatar and continues life. So there are many things, but this is how what happens with your relatives or with children. If you experience that, that's what happens. So they didn't have to, there is a crash in the system, in the physical, in the avatar. It was unable to go from switch to dream mode to online mode. And that's how we leave a physical body. So that's why it's important to keep your avatar alive and full of energy for you to go back and forth. For this, we only, sometimes 50, 40, 60, 70, 80, 100 for some. So programming, I will talk about programming on different subject, but I think you understand what I'm trying to deliver here. And this is the players that are in control of Matrix, players that are awakened, understand that, and they can rewrite their own program, they can block, they can exist on their own, and they can remember, they have enough energy and memory to download files and change their destiny, can rewrite whatever. It's a matrix. I can rewrite a code for entire matrix. This is what's happening now in front of you. You see reptilians and you see some things and wars and stuff. It's, trying to control this matrix. I think I'm gonna end here. Thank you for watching me later on. Write your comments, and I'll see you at the other podcast. Bye, guys.